I'm trying to get it to move my way. Okay. No,
It never works.
So, welcome. This is Serious Shenanigans. I'm Valerie Lorraine, and this is the Let's Talk channel. Over here beside me is our producer, Quinten, and we're just going to give a heartfelt hello to everybody joining us. And welcome, Quinten. How's your night going?
Very good. What's going on today?
Well, we have a really special guest. This is the guest that I've been itching to interview. So we have Kairos with us tonight, and I am so excited for this interview.
Why are you excited for this interview?
I have moved through some really excellent guests, and they have just been so fantastic to interview and to spend time with. And I just know that Kairos, from watching him on his channel, he's going to be a really interesting person.
So this is the one.
This is the one. This is who I spoke about last week.
All right. Without any further ado, let's hope you don't get the show canceled. You might get the show canceled. The board is very stringent right now with guests right now. So let's just hope he doesn't mess it up. What do you think? You think he's gonna mess it up?
He's not gonna mess it up. If anybody messes it up, it'd be me. But I'm gonna be on my best behavior tonight.
You sure?
For Kairos' sake, not the board.
Great. Let's see how he does. All right.
Absolutely. Welcome. How are you?
Hi. That was quite the intro. Like, I feel like I have so much to live up to right now after that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, it's not on you, it's on me. And he likes to do that to me and all my guests. He likes to try and poke the bear before I go live. So
that's fair.
Yeah, he likes to give me a rough time all the time.
I love it.
Thankfully, I really only see him once a week, so.
That's fair. I only got to put up with it, for like an hour a week, so you're good.
Right. So for when he starts picking at me to do stuff for him, have you done this yet? I'm like, oh, okay.
He's holding you accountable. That's a good thing.
I do like being held accountable because that's how things happen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Kairos here, and Kairos also, his channel on Instagram is called The Vibe with Kai. So my very first question to you is, tell us, I'm looking at the wrong page, having a heart attack. So briefly introduce who Kairos is to our audience.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Kairos Westcott. People call me Kai for short. And I was diagnosed with ADHD, a severe depression, and generalized anxiety disorder in 2022. And it has been quite the journey since then. And I had decided after my diagnosis that I'm going to document everything because everything just was so new to me. I didn't know like what to do or how to handle things. And I'm like, you know what, there's a whole community out there that I want to reach out to and, validate their feelings as they're validating mine and so on and so forth. And it just kind of happened. And now I'm here, so I try to use humor and levity to make it more comfortable to talk about mental health and to talk about something that is very dark at times, something that people don't feel comfortable talking about. So I just try to add a little levity, so people can start the conversation and then we just go from there.
And may I just add to that you do a great job. Your channel is incredible. Your comedy is extremely relatable. I can say from my point of view, I also raised 3 children who have certain issues that you have hit on there. So your channel makes me smile when I think of everything that goes on. And it just, I think it's very enlightening.
That's
so
very sweet. I will Venmo you the money that it costs for you to say about me. Yeah.
Thank you. I did well there, obviously.
No, I appreciate that. Honestly, it's messages like that really remind me of why I do this, and it's very kind of you, and thank you. I'm learning how to take compliments. I'm not good at it. I get really weird and awkward. So like whenever somebody says something kind, like I grab my hands really tight and I say, thank you so much.
Okay, I'm gonna give you more of them. So
Ow.
hang tough. I'll try not to be so nice with them this time.
Yes, be me.
Um, so, well, I mean, you basically just answered this, but I'm still gonna ask. So I have to say, I structure my questions before the things that we want to know. So basically, what stage of your life did you feel your mental health needed to be the biggest focus?
That's a great question. So it wasn't until I was a grown adult that all of this really started to hit me. So right now I'm 36. This all happened when I was like 34, going on 35. And
Mm,
I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong with physically. I knew something was wrong mentally. And I knew that I had to take some action in order to get things going, get things fixed, and turn some things around. And so I went to my doctor, and just step by step, ended up getting diagnosed after a series of meetings and sessions and things like that. And once I was diagnosed, everything from my childhood to my teenage years to my young adult life, it all started to make sense. you know, like the things that I was like beating myself up over when I was younger, come to find out, it was just my brain doing brain things. And
right,
so like that was it was a very enlightening thing. So to answer your question, I was 34 going on 35.
right.
It was a quite the experience.
Yes, that feels like an a ripe age,
Mhm.
that you've lived a lot of your life. But from my side of the pond over here, I can just tell you it's not a bad age to figure things out.
Yeah, and the really cool thing about having the audience that I have is that people will often open up themselves to me and tell me their stories. And I can't tell you the amount of times when people, in their 40s and 50s and even 60s, reach out and say, "Hey, I got diagnosed when I was 40. I got diagnosed when I was 60." Like it's an ongoing thing that we always have to manage for our entire life. So it doesn't have an age limit. It doesn't discriminate.
Nope, nope, not at all. So in the in the most way that you're comfortable to answer, what
Mhm.
was the tipping point? Was there something that happened that you just said, like, this is enough? Or was it
Yeah.
just like a buildup? What was
Yeah,
that?
no, that's a fantastic question. So it got to a point, this was in maybe February, March of 2022. And I was in my house and I was just in bed and I had no motivation at all. There was a bunch of things I knew I had to do. I knew that I had to be productive. I knew that I had a whole list of things and I couldn't move like physically. Like the only time I got up was to get food and then I would come right back, or to use the restroom. I would come right back. And that went on for about like 2 or 3 days.
Mm,
And something was wrong. Like I had never been like that before, and I found that it was like a culmination of little mini sessions like that over the course of the past like year or so. And I had to do something because I'm like, what's happening right now? It cannot happen ever again. There is something going on that I have not addressed, and I need to
right.
get that addressed right now.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
debilitating.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it
Oh
really
my
is.
goodness sakes. Wow. Um, so has humor always been part of your life?
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism for me. So like, so when I was in elementary school and middle school and high school, like I was the kid that was always voted funniest kid and most likely to be on Saturday Night Live and things like that.
Yeah.
And I love making people laugh. It's just something that filled my cup. I love when people are not having a good day, that I'm able to make their day just a little bit better, and that fills my cup, and it's been like that my entire life. And what I found as an adult is that humor ended up, as I mentioned before, being a coping mechanism for when I had certain situations that I didn't know how to process. I would deflect using humor or
Hmm.
sarcasm and things like that. And so now I use humor to my advantage as opposed to using it in a way that hurts me or the situation.
Brilliant, brilliant. And we see that in your channel. Obviously, the amount of people who, well, I was going to say subscribe, but who tune into your channel, they can't be wrong. So you've done such a great job in taking what you do well and making it accessible to so many people. Love
Thank you
it.
so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So I know that you answered this impartial, but when did you decide that you were going to make being a mental health advocate
Mhm.
the highlight of your life?
Yeah, I had always been on the social media side. Like that's something that I've always loved because I work in marketing. So ever since I
Okay.
had graduated from college, by this point I was in the marketing world for about like 10, 11 years at this point. And I was always on social media. I always utilized it. And so I had decided to like dive into the actual let me document my process side of things
Right.
on social media specifically when I started to go into researching the things that I was diagnosed with and trying to understand why I was feeling this way or what these terms meant, what these diagnoses meant. And I realized that there was a lot of people out there that were in the same or are in the same position as me. And they also don't know or don't understand or they feel like they're alone. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to share my life, with everybody. And hopefully, if at least one person can get something out of it, then all of this is worth it.
Well, one multiplied very, very many times. Absolutely. They are getting it, and you're reaching people. So how surprised are you with your success?
It's a blessing. It really is a blessing. I never thought that it would ever get to this level, and I never thought that it would be at a point where the sky is the limit. It's opened up so many really cool doors and opportunities for me. I've met so many incredible people such as yourself. I've been able to do a lot of things that I never thought that I would be able to do because of this. So it truly is honestly a blessing. It's a very humbling experience, and I just want to use it, not just for me. I want to use it for people. That's what makes me the happiest when I know that like what I'm doing is helping somebody. Like that's all I want. So it's not necessarily surprising because like it's my goal,
Yeah.
but it is a blessing and it's a very humbling experience.
Mm, I love that. Um, so what do you hope to achieve next?
That's always the hardest question to answer, right?
Right?
Because like this point, even last year, I would have never thought that I would be in the position I'm in right now, right? So what I try to tell people, and not just with questions like that, but just in life, right? Because like you have to be able to designate for yourself what does success mean for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people will choose a number, sometimes people will choose like a specific goal, whatever it may be. I always kind of view it like I don't know if I have an end goal, but I do have a path that I'm trying to go down. And whatever opportunities come that way, I'm gonna, pick and choose what's best for me, my friends, my family, and my audience. And so I don't know if I necessarily have an end goal or like a next step per se, but I do have a path, and I do have just a what I try to have like a consistent ideology of living a positive life, living a life that helps people. So if as long as I continue down that path, then whatever comes along, and I'll be thankful for it no matter what.
Oh, that's beautiful. Um, I love that. I love that. It sounds to me like if I was to paraphrase your answer, you're open to opportunities and you haven't cornered yourself into anything. You've left
Yeah,
it open, and I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I would never want to pigeonhole myself, into that because like if you ask some content creators, and there's nothing wrong with this, it's just not for me. But you'll ask some content creators, hey, what is your goal for this month? And some people will be like, my goal is to get 1,000 more followers today, or my goal is to get you know this video to have 1 million views, right? And so it's like, okay, let's just say you don't get 1 million views, but you
Yeah.
get 500,000. Does that mean that you're not successful? No,
No.
right? If your video gets 10 views, that like it's all about how your perspective of how you quantify success, what your main goal is. And so like I don't try to like add like this finite number or goal or anything, because it's like, who knows what's going to happen, you know, down the line? Who knows what's going to, you know, change my life or the lives of the people around me?
Yeah, no. And I think that's the most important part, right? Because you are changing lives, you're changing perspectives. And that part I think is the most important in what I see of your channel.
Yeah, and it's a two-way street. You know, people do that. Like I'm never pouring from an empty glass. You know, people, it's reciprocated every single day.
Yes, and that's vital. You know, to be able to get that feedback that keeps you going. Love to hear that. If you could change one perception in society about mental health, what would it be?
That mental health is just as important, if not more important, than your physical health. Mental health, I wish was treated the same way as physical health. If we did, I think that some of the issues that we run into, some of the issues that we witness and experience, it would be a different world. I don't think that we take mental health as serious as we should, because people, like, when people think, and I know this from personal experience, like when I used to think like depression or ADHD, like I just had these like preconceived notions and stereotypes that were just off. You know, like if I thought about like depression, like I'm thinking, oh, this person is, you know, psychotic and they need to be in the psych ward. Like when you think of like therapy and that kind of stuff, or this person has mental health, you know, issues going on, like you just think like these really crazy stereotypical biased things. And I wish that we can change that stigma surrounding it. I think that in the past couple of years we've done a great job of having this conversation. There's so many, you know, thanks to like social media, you know, TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, like there's so many great content creators out there that are having these conversations, or at least starting these conversations. So I think that we're in a much better place than we were, but we still have a very, very long way to go.
Yes, we do. We do. But I do love that it is changing, because I think that it's very freeing for a lot of people who maybe thought better of saying anything before, for fear of you know, being exiled from their friendships or their friend groups or work situations. And you know, it's the fact that things have come to light the way that they have and they're moving forward is very promising.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Okay, we're coming to my favorite question. I ask every guest this question because I love it. And if it was asked of me every day, my answer would change every single day. So you are going to have a dinner party. You're going, yeah, I know. It's get better. It gets better. You get to invite 3 people to that dinner party. They can be current people or people from history, because this is fictional. So you can invite anybody to sit down, have a good meal, and share an excellent conversation with. Who would you like to invite?
President Barack Obama.
Okay.
That was the easy one.
I know it's hard, right?
That was the easy one. President Barack Obama. Dave Chappelle.
Ah, yes.
And Michael Jackson.
Wow. I'd like to. Maybe I can serve.
Yeah. Right. I was trying to think of the people that I have like the most questions for, and I feel like those 3 personify 3 important aspects of our world. You know, from the world of humor with Dave Chappelle to, you know, music and like living that really extravagant life with these crazy experiences with you know, with Michael Jackson, and then with President Barack Obama. I mean the conversations would be endless. And if I had the choice of a 4th person, it would be just some random person that from like anywhere that would not, like, they don't have to be like quote special, they don't have to be like celebrity, just like somebody that can just bring their own real world experience, you know, to the conversation and stuff like that. So that's what I would probably do.
That would be a great dinner.
Hmm.
That would be a great conversation.
Yeah.
What advances do you hope are the next medical advances made in mental health? Sorry, I wrote these quite late. I didn't word them very well, but basically, what do you hope for the next advances in mental health?
Yeah, I think that honestly, if we can continue to end the stigma surrounding things like therapy,
Mhm.
I think that that will help a lot of people. Now, here's the issue. Getting hold of a therapist is very difficult. For a lot of people cannot afford it, especially our communities in areas that are not as well funded, you
Right.
know, that are not as well off, like inner city. Our inner city youth are just not getting the type of mental health representation that they need and deserve. Um, it's also very expensive in regards to, like, can you even afford it without insurance? Can you afford it with insurance? Right? Like that's really, really expensive. And also finding somebody that you vibe with, you know, like, cause sometimes it's like finding a therapist is like, it's like dating, you know, you're not going to vibe with like the first person that you know, that you meet, you know, you might date for a little bit and be like, oh, no, I'm good. Right. It's the
Yeah.
same thing for therapy. So it's like, I think that the more people that we train and the more people that we have these conversations with, and the more accessible that we make therapy and mental health tools and resources, the
Mhm.
better it'll be. So that's my hope for what the next step is.
You know, normally don't do this, but I'm going to throw my 2 cents in as well
Sure. Yeah,
because,
I think it's important. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. You know, I wholeheartedly agree with you because, you know, the whole point of being with somebody in therapy is the fact that you can feel comfortable enough to open up,
Mm,
right? Especially to some maybe really dark places that
mm,
are bothering you. And if you don't have the trust or the confidence or the connection with that person, then you're really just spinning your wheels because if you're not willing to speak on that level with that person, you're really not getting the benefits of it. So I completely agree with you on that one.
yeah, and the good thing is that a lot of mental health professionals, like therapists and psychologists and coaches, like they're trained in that. They're, because like it's understandable why people aren't comfortable, because like you're opening yourself up to like a stranger, right? And a
Yeah.
lot of people have never been in that kind of situation before, where you're talking about, you know, childhood trauma with some random person that you just met, you know, an hour ago. So like it's understandable, and a lot of the coaches and therapists out there, they're trained to handle that kind of situation, to help people feel comfortable over time. Like I know for me, like the first time I ever had a therapy session, I was definitely not as open as I am now, you know,
Right.
when I'm having these conversations. So it's understandable, but people just need to stick with it. Like give it a shot. Give it a shot. And if you're not feeling it after, you know, a couple sessions, understandable. But give it
Yeah.
a shot. At least try it, and
Yeah.
then go from there.
Very good advice.
Mhm.
Very good advice. What's your best advice for people who are struggling right now?
So there's a quote that I live and breathe by, and it's a lyric from the musical Hamilton, and it's from a song called Wait For It, and it's sung by Aaron Burr. And he says, I am the one thing in life I can control.
Mm,
And I love that lyric because it is an amazing reminder that we spend so much time trying to focus on things and people that we will never be able to control. We cannot control our boss. We cannot control our friends. We can't control our family. We can't control some random person up the street. We can't control our children. Like we can't control them. We can't control certain situations. What can we control? We can control ourselves. We can control our reactions. We can control our active life. We can you know, decide that, you know, make certain decisions, so on and so forth, right? I am the one thing in life I can control. Once you accept that and you start focusing on controlling the one thing you can control, which is you, everything else around you will fall into place.
I love that. That is just so absolutely on point. You know, I I have something that was, I think I read it many years ago. I wouldn't even know where to say give credit due, but I remember reading something that was, you know, the only person that you can change is you, same as you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only person you have control over is you. And basically they were saying, if you think about how hard it is to change one of your own habits, whether it's eating or going to the gym or getting up 15 minutes earlier or whatever that looks like to you, making sure the dishes are done before you leave the kitchen at night. And you think how hard that is to change your own habit. How do you think it's going to be to try and change somebody else who likely doesn't even have the buy-in that you're trying to get them to have?
Right.
And that point really hit home to me that, you know, that's somebody else changing is that is their business.
Yeah. And even if they don't have the buy-in, like they don't in a way, like they don't owe you anything.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You know, like even if, like, you know, there's some connection there, like at the end of the day, like they don't owe you anything, just like you don't owe them anything.
Exactly, right?
So yeah, so you're absolutely right. I love that. I love the way that you put that there. That's great.
Yeah, and again, it wasn't me, but I don't know who to give credit to. But I remember that point in reading that it was like, it really hit home for me that, you know, that anytime I feel the need, you know, I just have to take it back to me. What is it that I need out of this? Because it rests on me. But I love that you said that, because it made that kind of hit home again. You know what? I wanted to just hit a couple things with you that I didn't even write down, but
Sure.
I'm gonna take the time with it.
Yeah.
So as far as your channel goes, I know that I have seen the videos that you put out, but I've also seen you engage in other channels, other hosts, other shows. And so where do you branch off to, and what has been the highlight of your ability to go on different shows, other than of course here?
I love talking to people, you know, like having like deep conversations. I don't like small talk because I'm a hella introvert, right? But with introverts, we love deep conversations, and deep conversations with a purpose. So whenever I get a chance to have a conversation like this with people, it's really fun for me, like, because I know that there's going to be at least one person that walks away from this like in a better place.
Right.
So like that is why I enjoy it. And like everybody has a different set of questions, everybody has a different perspective, and like I learn stuff. I learn stuff all the time during these conversations. So it's like, why not let people listen in on these conversations, and hopefully they can take something out of it as well.
That's a great answer. You know, I think that there are so many people who had their world opened up to them over the last couple years. And I think that I don't think that it's going to go away. You know, I think that it's just a new phase, and I think that it's very comfortable for a lot of people who are introverts to come along in this capacity, to be able to say, like, I'm comfortable where I am, and I can join the conversation. I'm safe, I'm comfortable, and this is very comforting. And I've seen a lot of it lately. I know that I fit into that box, but as well, I just think that that there was a period of time where a lot of introverts went, I'm used to this already, so I'm game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
pretty incredible, right?
The pandemic time was a pretty like, in a weird way, and it was a pretty fun time in a way. That sounds weird when I say it like that, but you know what I mean. Like, it was like, we're like, everybody's social distancing, everybody,
Yeah,
you're
the social
home by
side of it, let's put it
yourself.
that
Yeah,
way.
the social side of it for like introverts, we were like, okay, we can do
Yeah,
this. All
we
right.
can do this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to see that.
Hmm.
You know, I think a whole world got open to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the part of the show where I do two things. So we're going to transition over to some of the goofier stuff.
Okay.
But what I do is, first off, I offer you the mic.
Okay.
I give it to my guests at this point all the time. I say, maybe there's something that I didn't ask you or hit on that you would like to share. Maybe you'd like to let the audience know where they can find you,
Yeah.
or something that you have upcoming. Anything you want. The mic is yours.
Wow. Okay. First and foremost, thank you for like having these conversations with me. I really do appreciate it. Secondly, for anybody that's watching or listening to this, I want you to know that you are not alone. And I know that's a cliche thing to say, but I say it from the bottom of my heart. You are not alone. It's really funny because we as a society, we all have to deal with these mental health journeys. Yet, even though we're all dealing with it, it's really easy for people to feel alone, even though we're all dealing with various things. There are tools out there for you. There is support out there for you. There are communities out there for you. There are professionals out there for you. There's medicine out there for you. There's so many tools, resources, and people that are out there for you, willing and able to help you. Please know that you are not alone and you have a support group, support person somewhere. We just got to help you find it, but it's out there. You are not alone. And then lastly, for anybody that's interested in, following me or learning more, you can always visit my website at thevibewithkai.com. Or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at The Vibe with Kai, where I'm always posting, some sort of silly video where honestly, my biggest goal is to just make your day a little bit better, make you chuckle with my silliness and go about your day.
And he is going to do that, friends. So go ahead and make sure that you do that. We are very excited. So I said I was going to do two things. So this is number 2. So we are so excited to have everybody join us with our guest here, Kai, and very, very happy that he was able to join us and have this discussion. Yeah. This is the point of the show where I thank our producer, Quinten, for running the show behind the scenes. He's the silent God that makes everything work, and that's his fault. Oh, see what he did just to prove his point.
Was that him messing with you?
That was him just saying, like, I'm listening, so careful what you say.
That's funny. He has all the power right now.
Yeah, so we would like to thank Quinten for everything that he does. It's more than just showing up. It takes a lot to run this show. This channel has many, many different shows that show up on throughout the week. So within saying that, we would like it if you would like this show. Helps us reach farther and get Kairos' message out to more people. And all the other guests that we have appear here, hit the subscribe. Well, it's that way. Hit the subscribe so that you get to see all of the different shows that are here. And you know what? My show next week, I'll be here too. So go ahead and do that. And we really appreciate you. And whether you're here live or on replay, we're gonna move into the shenanigans. And
gosh,
we're gonna try and have some yucks.
Okay.
I don't know where that word came from, but that's okay. So, how many times this week have you lost or searched for your keys?
Every day. Every day. No lie. Like legit. Every single dang day that I leave out for work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, we give out prizes here.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so first off, I have to give the disclaimer because the board makes me. Everything that we give out as prizes, you are responsible for the shipping and handling. Can't help that one, but I just wanted to give you a spare set of keys. Put them in front of the camera.
I like that. Like that. How did you know what my keys were like? How does, if it fits into my door, I'm gonna have some questions for you. Like, how did you get
Well,
my key?
I watch the show. I watch. I've seen your keys in your door handle, and I just want to tell you that, in all honesty, those little things make me feel really good, as I'm sure they do other people, because this isn't part of the shenanigans. But I have to let you know, the other day I left to go do something, and my grown son laughed at me the third time that I went up the stairs to go and get something from my room, and was like muttering obscenities under my breath. How many times have you made a grocery list in your head since we started this show?
A grocery list, none, but an Amazon list.
Okay.
Yeah, an Amazon list, because I'm going to Cancun this weekend, and I was thinking of things that I still need to get. Yeah.
See, I knew that was good. I knew that was happening in there. Okay, we haven't played this one on the show yet, but we're gonna do this. So
okay.
We're gonna do word association. So quick responses. I've written down some words. There's no right or wrong. That's the fun part of it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Do I just say what, like, the first thing that comes to my head?
First thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Okay, rabbit hole.
ADHD.
Okay. Lost.
TV show. Great TV show.
Laughter.
Murder. Only Murders in the Building. I don't know. That's the first thing that popped, because I love that show on Hulu. It's hilarious.
Okay, I'm gonna have to write that down. Roller coaster.
Steel Vengeance, Cedar Point, Sandusky, Ohio.
Ooh, that was very, very specific.
I'm a roller coaster junkie. I've been on close to 200 roller coasters. So.
Oh wow, you're adventurous. I'd be looking for my stomach on the top there. Firstborn.
My sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this says mangoes.
Mangoes. I had some sort of like mango pineapple drink a couple weeks ago. It was really good.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Good. Squirrel.
I could say ADHD, but the first thing that comes to my head is the dog from Up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fish.
Allergic.
Oh, okay. Park.
Theme parks.
Nightclub.
There's this place that used to be in a Club Shampoo, and it was like this really skeezy club where the top floor had like a shampoo like area, and it was so weird, but we had so much fun. So I don't know why, that's what I think of right now. Old school Philly in the house for anybody listening. That's old school Philly.
Time.
Lost. Time blind. Time doesn't exist for me. I have to have constant reminders. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Siblings.
My sister.
There you go. There you go. That was relatively easy.
Yeah, I love her to death. She's amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. If you were to be stranded on a desert island with a group of people, okay, and they unanimously made you their leader, what would be your first rule? My first rule?
Yeah.
You get to dish out the rules.
Rule number 1. Find out how we get off this freaking island. No, rule number 1, I would say is communicate. Like, let's just communicate and like find a way to work together for whatever situation we're in. Let's put together a way to communicate.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so you are now a thief.
A thief.
Yeah, you are. You are a thief. You only take things from your victims that slightly inconvenience their day. Right?
Yeah.
Is this not fun or what?
So do you want me to tell you what I would take away? Because I've actually thought about this before. I've thought about this before.
Oh, look at you.
I have. Yes. So I would take away one, like, of the, like, if it's a touchscreen like cell phone, I would take away the ability to like touch the screen to do anything on that phone. Like, the phone still works. You could like, it still opens. It's still, you can still power it, but like the touch screen, it's like working sometimes, but not really.
So I just want to let you know that I feel like that's more than just a slight convenience, but I will accept your answer.
Remote control, isn't it? That's just like inconvenient.
Oh yeah.
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 I was taking away the
you know, I hope that you have a video going so that you can watch them furiously look for
Oh
it.
yeah, that'd be the best
Right?
part. Yes, absolutely. And Wi-Fi. I would take away Wi-Fi.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's again with the more than slight convenience, but yes.
I'm so conniving.
I know it is, watching everybody switch to data. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this up because this is your prize. See if you know what it is. Do you know what it is?
Is that from Doctor Who?
So this is the part of the door handle, right? That
Okay.
when you open your door, it lets you open and close it.
Oh, I thought it was like the screwdriver from Doctor
No. So this is your prize,
That's my prize.
and you will need it to get out of the room that you're in.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's funny.
Just a slight inconvenience.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay. Okay. So what do you call a male ladybug?
What do I call a male?
It's not
ladybug?
a joke. I'm asking a question. What is the name for a male ladybug?
A ladybug.
A ladybug.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This kind of falls flat, right? But like, I'm just wondering if there's going to be protests outside your door now.
I mean, gender is a construct, so I mean, yeah.
Just is, right?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna go real goofy now, right?
Okay.
So if you could have cauliflower for a head or broccoli for arms, which one are you choosing?
Cauliflower for a hat or broccoli
Head.
for arms? Oh, for a head.
Right.
Or broccoli for arms?
Right.
Cauliflower for a head, because at least I'll have my arms to.
Do you have your arms too?
Yeah.
I must tell you, the reason why this question always tickles my fancy is that I asked one of my guests one time, and they really had to think about that. like it might actually happen.
Yeah, I need my hands. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Well, you know what? We could go on and on because this is the kind of stuff that I think is funny.
I have a quick one for you.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Nobody's ever done this for me, so
I asked this to people lately, and I'm curious what your answer is. You're driving down a road.
Uh-huh.
You coming up to an intersection. You can see all in all the directions. You can see what's in front of you. There's no cars coming. You see to the right, no cars coming. You see to the left, there's no cars coming. Right? You have to make a right turn. There are no cars coming. Do you still put on your blinker when you turn?
Yes, but I didn't come to a full stop.
That's fair. Right, because I say if I did do it, it'd just be out of habit. But if I was like consciously, thinking about it, I would not, because like I feel like, who's it for?
Yeah, I know who's it for, but like,
yeah, I would just do it out of habit if I wasn't just like thinking about it. Yeah.
I'm like that. I'm the person who puts on their seatbelt. I'm the person who uses their blinker.
No,
I'm the person who also does not come to a complete stop.
That's right. I grew up in Jersey, and I learned how to drive on the New Jersey Turnpike. So like, don't take driving advice from me, because I'm reckless. No. I'm ready to go. Let's go faster. Come on.
Yeah. I was driving one time when I was working. I was driving to work on the freeway one day, and there was no traffic. I'm talking like no traffic, and not for a little bit, for a long time.
Right.
And I have a need for speed, and so I'm driving, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this is great. And then it continues to go like this for a while, and so my next thought is it a holiday? Did I get up and go to work and it's a holiday?
Oh no.
And then I'm thinking, well, no, I know it's not a holiday. So all these things are going through my head, and I'm like, is it actually the apocalypse? Like, what is going on here? There's no traffic for an entirety of 2 exits. And where I live, there's not an exit every, like, when I finally seen another car, I was like, oh, good God.
Oh, wow. You just like, wait a second, what's going on? Am I being set up?
Yeah, I was having a great time. Yeah. And gaining a lot of speed until I started thinking about shit. I was like, I might be the only person left on Earth here. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, right. Kairos, I just want to say thank you so much to you. It has been highly anticipated for me to spend this time with you and to get to know you better. I so value what you do. There's a lot of people on Instagram who I admire what they do, but you're right up there at the top. I think that your message is so impactful. It is so needed, and it hits right. And it doesn't matter if the beauty of it all is that it doesn't matter if these people, yep, bring your hands together, sir. This is coming.
They're already
there's more. There's more.
Already clasped. Oh no.
It does not matter if these people need your message because that's what they're suffering from, or if they're just there to enjoy. You are enlightening people and changing lives. And for you and people who have channels like you, I would like to be the voice of many to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was such a kind thing to say. You're great.
Oh my dear.
I wish you could see how sweaty my hands are right now. They are clasped together. Like I'm just like.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to make you uncomfortable, but
I'm just funny. It's not even like uncomfortable. I'm just like, I don't deserve this.
Oh, my friend, you know what? Please don't go through life thinking that, because you are definitely worthy of that. But yeah, so for everybody out there and our producer, I would like to thank you for joining us on behalf of our producer, as well as how I meant to say that. We are so blessed to have the wonderful The Vibe with Kai, or Kairos, with us. He has been a joy and a pleasure to spend this time with. We're so thankful that he took a considerable chunk out of his life to spend with us. So thank you so much. We will see you again next week. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can help us extend our message to many other people. And we get to see you again next week without telling you. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.